What's the first thing you should do to keep your association's reserve fund from running on empty? Appreciate the reality of the situation. As a board member, although you're an untrained volunteer, you still have real power and a great responsibility. Armed with a reserve study, you know how much to collect from your homeowners to fund your reserves, and your governing documents give you the power to do just that. And if you're like other associations, funding reserves will amount to close to 25% of your total budget. Success is really all about funding reserves pretty close to that fraction of your total budget. So, paint a picture of a great future for your association and lead your homeowners there by including that cost as part of your ongoing assessments. Do it. It's within your power and capability. Okay, let me change the topic here and go to the conclusion portion of our program here today and wrap this all together. So a lot of what we were speaking about, I started the program talking about community and how the community is divided into common area and private area. What we want to do is bring the board and the homeowners together. It's our community. It's our association, and prioritizing taking care of it. And when you're focusing on taking care of it, and that takes your eye off the assessments, which may have to go from $275 to $375 or $575 to $625 per month, whatever it is at your association. As Brian mentioned, the big number is the home values. You can make so much money by taking good care of the property and having it pop, having it shine, and having prospective homeowners want to become a member of this association. So we all want the structure to be perfect. Let us know about anything that isn't right, and we'll get it done. We'll get it right. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit of money, but I chose that word, a little bit of money, because that's little compared to what it will do for home values. Okay, action steps. 3 things for you to do. Set a budget that offsets that ongoing cost of deterioration. Get homeowner buy-in as necessary at your association, collect those funds, and then pay those bills to the roofer, to the painter, to the asphalt company, to the elevator company. Get those projects done, taken care of, and so you don't let them wait, you don't defer them, and allow those projects to get bigger and deeper and more expensive. So take good care of the association, set the budget, collect the funds, and pay for things on time. Because we have this grand experiment of community associations. And we have these multi-million-dollar nonprofit entities. They're run by an untrained volunteer board of directors, assisted by professional management in so many cases. And that's a little bit of thin ice because they are untrained volunteers, a rotating door of volunteers that are leading these associations. What could possibly go wrong? Well, when there isn't a focus on the long-term picture, the big costs, Brian hit it on the head where he said, the roof doesn't send a bill. The asphalt doesn't send a bill. When you're missing paying those very real bills, you find that you run yourself out of money, you're unprepared. So when board members lead with selfish interests of running the association to minimize costs, only paying those bills that come in the mail or via email, they're going to run the association out of money and end up with deterioration everywhere you look and no money to pay for it. And that's what we call when an association hits the death spiral, where they're reaching out to us saying, hey, we think we're in a jam. We have deterioration all around. We need to do X, Y, Z, all these projects. And we think we're going to have to raise our assessments. And yeah, that's the truth. We don't want that crisis. You don't want that crisis. It's not wise, and it's a foolish way to manage your real estate investment. So what's it kind of mean? We've explained this in other webinars that on average, reserve funding typically comprises about a quarter of the average association's budget. So we see 15% to 40%. That's the general range, but an easy number for a takeaway today. Start at thinking reserve funding needs to be in the 25% range of your total budget. Okay, by doing that, what happens? Well, you budget to pay your bills, and in doing so, a lot of good things happen. You minimize special assessments. You minimize deferred maintenance, which leads to additional costs. So in doing all this, you minimize the cost to your association. Saving money is always good. You maximize owner enjoyment. You come home saying, I like living here. And you maximize property values. Hey, you may only sell once every 10 or 20 years, but when you do sell, you realize every penny you put into reserves was worth it. So the choice today is yours. It's your home. It's your community. You have a choice. You can let things deteriorate, or you can guide your association towards an improved future where you're setting aside funds a little bit at a time on an ongoing basis. And today here in this program, we hope we've empowered you or equipped you to have the right words and strategies to engage your homeowners, get them on the same page with you as board members and managers, help them see the value and importance of funding reserves, taking good care of the property. And our encouragement is for you to find that common ground, uniting everyone together and understanding that it's their association. Deterioration is real. It's an enemy we all need to fight. It's expensive, and it's going to take some money to repair or replace it on an ongoing basis so that cash is there when you need it. And that cash will maximize the look and appearance and enjoyment of the common areas, and it'll protect home values. Community association living has been sold as a carefree lifestyle, but we need to emphasize that it is definitely not free. It comes at a cost. Those of you who are board members know the hours you're putting in, and they know the help that you get from your manager and the time they're spending. So to learn the predictable cost of ongoing deterioration, as Brian said, simply look in your reserve study for that annual funding recommendation. It will recommend the amount of cash that you need to offset deterioration and pay that bill, setting you up for an improved future. So Brian and I want to personally thank you for taking your time to join us today for this webinar, point you to a few additional resources. If you go to our website, reservestudy.com, you'll find written and video resources under our Resources tab, appropriately named. And again, on our website, if you'd like us to help you at your association with a professional reserve study, by all means, click the Request a Proposal link right at the top right of our homepage. And if you search for reserve study videos on YouTube, you'll find plenty of ours. And if what we show is helpful to you, consider giving them a like and subscribing to our channel. Or to have something on your desk or bookcase that summarizes major reserve study concepts like we've addressed today, consider ordering our book, Understanding Reserves. I'll put a link in the outline to where you can download Chapter 1 for free. And if you like what you see, get a copy by ordering from Amazon. It's inexpensive. It's a paperback. I have a copy right here at my desk that I'll sign and hand out or send to someone who asks an interesting question during our Q&A time. And remember, perhaps one of the best resources we have is our online reserve calculator called UPlanet. If you want to work with the pros and cons and different variations to your reserve expenses and your reserve funding plan, perhaps you're getting ready for a budget meeting, perhaps you're getting ready for a meeting with homeowners. UPlanet allows you to test different funding plans and expense scenarios. It allows you to see if you like what happens and make informed adjustments to your budget plan and prepare for questions from your homeowners. And again, it's free with every professional reserve study from Association Reserves. And here's a great resource for our board member audience, a weekly 30-minute podcast just for you. It's called HOA Insights, Common Sense for Common Areas. Share it with your homeowners so they begin to think and engage like board members. It's our association. How do we help taking good care of this place? How do we understand what's going on with the board? How do we contribute? The board members all across the country are carrying this entire community association industry on their shoulders. So the podcast is full of guest experts, current issues, and once a month we feature a board hero themselves. So join us at hoainsights.org or by subscribing from your favorite podcast platform. And with that, I'll turn the microphone over to Kali, who will coordinate our Q&A time. At Association Reserves, we make the present less stressful and the future more secure. If you want to join us in this mission, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see us address in a future video. Let's plan for your best future.